Alright, so how's it going everybody? Hope you're all doing well, hope you're all doing great, and today we're looking at an $800 gaming PC build that can run Valorant at 240 frames per second locked while streaming even. So as you can see right now, if you decided to play this game at 1080p low settings, you'll have over 400 or 500 frames per second, and then you can do streaming on the same PC no problem. You are ready to go. So also there are other games like Apex Legends, for example. You can hit 240 frames per second, but while streaming you will get an FPS hit. If you decide to play a game like Call of Duty Warzone, you'll get over 100 frames per second. So that's a really cool PC to play any of the esports games right now. So without wasting any more time, press on that like button, subscribe, and let's get to it. The CPU, we're looking at something that's not so familiar, but has got one of the biggest advantages for it, and this is the Ryzen 7 5700X. Now this is an 8-core 16-threaded CPU. The reason I went with that one, it goes for $250, so that's a really good budget CPU. And two, Ryzen CPUs are the best CPUs you can get to play Valorant right now. They are the cheapest and they are the best, and they give the best performance and the highest FPS. So yeah, I went with that. I didn't go with something like a 5600 or a 5600X because we're doing streaming, so basically we need more cores. As for the board, I went with something pretty cheap, which is the ASRock A520M-HDV. That one goes for $63. It's compatible with our CPU out of the box, and also there isn't any CPUs that will launch in the future, so that's an end of a platform basically. So we don't need this board for future upgrades or anything of that sort. As for the RAM, I went with 16GB of DDR4 3200 MHz RAM. If your budget allows you to go with the 32 gigs of RAM, go for it, but I went with that because we were on a tight budget, and since you're only streaming Valorant and some games, 16 gigs is still the way to go. But if you really are getting into streaming, then yeah, you should go with the 32 gigs RAM. It will cost you an extra $40 or $50. It's pretty cheap. Sometimes you can get it for even $75. As for the SSD, I went with a 1TB NVMe SSD. That one goes for under $70. It's got all the bells and whistles you need, fast boot up times, loading speeds, you can do editing with it. Everything will be smooth altogether. And the GPU, I have two options for you, but my favorite option is the NVIDIA RTX 2060, whether you want to get it brand new or used. I'd rather get it used because this will save me around like $60 to $70 for the same performance. I'll not get any FPS hitting or something like that. But yeah, I'll leave it to you. I love the RTX 2060. You can go with an AMD GPU if you're an AMD fan, but I went with NVIDIA because NVIDIA seemed to be better on the FPS intensive games. And the case, I went with a Morval case. This one goes for around $65. I went with that one because it's a mini tower case, and it's a micro ATX form factor, so it doesn't consume a lot of space and it's not that heavy of a case, you know, and I like it. And the power supply, I went with the EVGA 500 watt 80 plus power supply. Now this might seem not a lot, but actually this PC is pretty power efficient. It doesn't consume over 300 watts. So yeah, I really like that one, and it gets the job done. And yeah, that's been it, guys. If you like the video, press on the like button. For more videos, subscribe. A pretty quick video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.